Hi lovelies! Today we're going to be doing an October reading wrap up and November TBR. I'm going to take these glasses off because I'm aware there's a glare with my light, but I need to have the light on because it's, what's it called, like the clocks have gone backwards or forwards. I think it's backwards, so like it gets dark really early and we just need the extra light so you guys are able to see properly. But before we start this video, I only read 2 books in October, which is still good. It's just less than I usually read. I just had a really busy month and things got really hectic. I'm now in my 3rd and final year at university and it's just been getting very, very busy. So I still wanted to film this video, but I just wanted to be transparent and like I didn't read as much as I usually do. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So the first book of 2 that I read in October was Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I gave this book 3 stars. I feel like I give a lot of Ali Hazelwood's books 3 stars, and that's not because I don't enjoy them, but 3 stars to me feels like I enjoyed it. Like I did. Like 3 in the middle, I thought it was good, but I wasn't like in love with it. But I also didn't hate it. Like it's good and I enjoyed it, and some 3-star books I would read again. I know I wouldn't give this 4 stars, so that's why I'm giving it 3. Yeah, this book was 3 stars for me and I did enjoy it. It was good. It just reminded me a lot of, like, it's very Ali Hazelwood, this book. Not in like a bad way, I just mean like it was very her style, and I enjoyed it. Wasn't my favourite book by her, but it definitely wasn't my least favourite. So that was the first book that I finished this month. Not this month, sorry, in October. We are in November right now. But I'm going to show you guys my Kindle because the second book that I read in October was James by Percival Everett. I think that's how you say their name. I actually did not give this book a star rating, and I'm going to keep it that way because I just felt like the topics in it were just so harrowing, and it was, I think that's also why I didn't read a lot of books in October, because that was a really heavy book to read, in my opinion. Not saying that it's not good, because it told a very like harrowing story, but I feel like that book was very deep, that I just was like, whoa. It took me a while to read it because of the book and like how like harrowing the story was. And then yeah, it just took me a while. But yeah, I didn't give it any star ratings, and I hope that's okay, because I just felt like I couldn't even know where to start in terms of giving it like stars or anything. So I don't even know if I would say I enjoyed reading it, because it just felt so like sad whilst reading it as well. Like it was just really sad. And like there were times I just had to put the book down because I was like, oof. But yeah, so I didn't really give that a rating, but I read it. It was a good switch up from what I usually read or what I tend to gravitate towards. But yeah, that was my October reads. Only 2 books, but I feel like I explained that enough. And also 2 books is still good. Like I don't want to say only 2 books, like getting through 1 book is enough, it's okay. But let's move on to November. So we're going to decide on November TBR, but just to start, because I've already started a new book, I'm reading Mate right now by Ali Hazelwood. So that will be our first book on our November TBR. I think I'm only like just under 100 pages in and I'm enjoying it so far. I think I need to go and do a little Bride recap, because Bride is the first book and Mate is the second book, because there's some things that are being mentioned and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I remember that, or I don't really remember how that like links into the story. So I think I might do a little quick recap, see if there's one online or something. But so far I think it's good. I'm intrigued to see where the story is going to go, because I'm not sure. I don't really have an idea. Usually I have an idea of like how a plot's going to go or what's going to happen, but I don't really have one this time. Like I know what's going to happen like relationship wise, obviously, but I don't know what's going to happen in terms of like Serena, and I don't want to give any spoilers because I don't know. I'm very aware that this book came out like a couple of weeks ago, so I don't want to give any spoilers, but I really want to read this in October because spooky Halloween vibes. But as I said, I only read 2 books. But I think we're going to use my TBR cup to pick our other reads for November. To be fair, my physical TBR has gone down a lot. I could actually show you guys what I have left on my physical TBR list. Okay guys, so there's definitely more books on my bookshelf that I haven't read. I want to say maybe like 5, maybe I think a bit more than that. Yeah, maybe like, let's say 10 more books, but I just can't get them because they're at the back, and I don't want to pull everything out right now. But these are the ones I could get to so far. So this is my physical TBR. We're going to go through them really quickly because I feel like this will help us decide what books we want to read in November. So we've got Hopeless by Elsie Silver, because I do want to finish off the, what series is this? What is this called? Chestnut Springs series. I want to finish this. This is the last book. We've got The Bloody Chamber. I brought this book because my English A-level teacher used to talk about it all the time, and I've had it since then. I still haven't read it. I know it's like different fairy tales, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it's based off. Right, so I actually started this book ages ago and I just never finished it. But I've read the first 2. I've read, what's the first one called? The Fine Print and Terms and Conditions. And I just haven't read this one. But I've read maybe the first 100 pages. So this is still on my physical TBR. We've got Beloved, which I also wanted to read in October, but I didn't get around to reading. This is Toni Morrison. So it's meant to be an amazing book, so I do actually really want to read this. We've got Ride With Me. I also wanted to read this in October, didn't get around to it. I think this is like quite a new book, as in it was published not that long ago. So I want to read this as well. We've got All About Love, which has a bookmark in it because I've read the first chapter, but I've not read anymore. But I want to keep reading this, like reading a chapter every now and then, because this is meant to be a really good book from what I've heard. Then we have Problematic Summer Romance, which is now technically the only Ali Hazelwood book I haven't read. This is based off of Eli's sister from Not in Love. Yeah, I haven't read this book or the short stories, and I'm reading Mate right now. So yeah, I'm excited to read about this because I remember the sister in the first book, and I think it's also about his friend as well, Eli's friend. I don't really know. I've seen some mixed reviews on this. That's also why I'm kind of excited to read it, because I wonder if I'll enjoy it or not. Then we have The Silence of the Girls. I've heard so many good things about this book. This is another book that my English A-level teacher used to speak about. I'm pretty sure that's why I bought it. I just remember her speaking about it a fair few times. So I am going to read this eventually. I just think the cover is really beautiful. I don't know if it will focus properly, but I just think it's really beautiful. And I can't wait to read this. It also has like a really nice, like the sound is really nice. Yeah, this was shortlisted in 2019. Yeah, so it was definitely my English A-level teacher who recommended this to me, because I did my A-levels in 2020. And then one of the last books on my physical TBR, because as I said, I haven't taken out all the books, is Love in Colour, which I also wanted to read in October, but I didn't get around to it. So hopefully I can read this year. Hopefully we can actually put this on. This might go on our November TBR. Let's use our TBR jar to pick some of the books. I don't know if it will, like, any of the prompts will apply, and I know that I used 2 of the prompts a couple of months ago. Let's see. It says random wheel, so we'll put the names of those books on a wheel and we'll get it to spin, and then we'll just have to pick whatever book is like selected by the wheel. Okay, so we've got our wheel with all the book titles on, so we're gonna spin. Oh, what's it gonna pick? I can't even see what that says. Beloved. Okay, yeah, Beloved. Easy. So this is our first book, well technically second book in our November TBR. I kind of just want to use the random wheel now, like why not? Okay, let me remove Beloved and then we'll pick, so I'm reading Mate already, so that's 1, Beloved is 2, so let's pick 2 more, so we'll have 4 books. I might only get through 3 or 2 this month again, but let's see. The wheel is going to pick all of our reads for the month. Problematic Summer Romance. Okay, we're reading a summer book in November. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, one last one. What's it going to be? The Silence of the Girls. Okay, that's actually really good, because I feel like I've been putting off reading this book for so long, and I feel like this is a good range of books. So we've got 2 Ali Hazelwood books this month. So, because I'm reading Mate, which is by Ali Hazelwood. And then we've got The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker? By Pat Barker. Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. And Beloved by Toni Morrison. I'm actually really excited. I think this is going to be a fun month of reading. I really love that, like the wheel picking the books. That was fun. I want to do that again. I want to have like an actual one that I can spin. That was a good prompt from our TBR jar. I was just gonna use the wheel for one book and then use the prompts for other stuff, but I actually think I really like choosing the wheel. Anyway, okay, so this is our November TBR. I think it's gonna be good, as I said. And yeah, that's it for this month's reading wrap up and November TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed, and like I said, I didn't really read that much in October, but it was just a busy month, and that happens, and it could happen again this month, who knows. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.